southpaw stance. And JDS was going to look for a 1-2 afterward, potentially having that right hand right down the center on the opposite stance fighter. But you can actually see Curtis Blaydes took the kick very well. He stood his ground, planted himself in space, so there was no switching, and he thrusted his left hand forward to keep the distance in between and also measure the distance. It looked like he tried to be a brick wall for that inside leg kick, not be affected at all by it. And you can see Curtis Blaydes is focused on JDS. He sees everything coming. He saw the left hand, and when you see the left, you usually are able to see the right coming from a far range. He sees the right and he lowers his left hand as it's coming, confident the punch won't be in distance, and he puts all of his weight on his back foot. He shifts his weight backwards in case the right hand's gonna follow through, and he was hoping that JDS would follow all the way through with the right hand, so this counter right would be exponentially more devastating, right? But still, the right hand lands. Blaydes is able to shift back to his front leg, rear foot heel off the mat for power. Great form. Left hand up to his head. This is the form you want, man. Lands clean on JDS and pushes him backwards. This alone shows that you have to respect the striking of Curtis Blaydes. He is not just a wrestler. And the other thing I really liked was when JDS was scaling the cage at the end of the fight and Curtis Blaydes was pressuring him, once JDS switched his movement and directed to the right, Curtis Blaydes switched into southpaw, and this makes JDS actually move into the power hand of Curtis Blaydes now, make it a lot more dangerous for JDS. JDS was initially moving to the left, into the power hand of Curtis Blaydes, so now JDS moves the other way to get away from the power hand, and Blaydes switches southpaw, so it just becomes a loop. And man, those uppercuts from JDS were very ill-advised. I mean, especially moving backwards, it is too dangerous, too much risk for the reward to move backwards, lower your hands, and throw a bolo uppercut as a counter shot. Because when you throw the bolo uppercut, you naturally lean back, which also forces your hands to not follow your head. So the only thing that you're banking on to escape anything that comes over the top is your head movement, but your head is only moving backwards, and anybody with a long reach, such as Curtis Blaydes here, if they throw down the center, especially sending it up behind a jab, they're going to catch you every single time. There's no way to get around it. And JDS threw the uppercut moving backwards 3 times, and he tried it once going forward. But it was the same uppercut with a very similar form every single time. And when you see it 3 times before the finish, it is pretty easy to target the opening on it. And what happens when you're throwing the 1-2 the way Curtis Blaydes is doing? He's moving his head on the outside as well. The uppercut's coming straight up the center, and Curtis Blaydes is setting up with the jab, which is also disrupting JDS just a little bit. And once you could touch with your lead hand, you're going to follow all the way through with your right hand. Your right hand can follow through more than your lead hand can when you're throwing the 1-2 combination. And once that right hand is coming for Curtis Blaydes, he's moving his head on the outside as well. So excellent performance by Curtis Blaydes, showing he is absolutely one of the best heavyweights on the planet. With just several adjustments, he will definitely be a threat to the title. Curtis Blaydes has shown to everybody he has the potential, he has the talent to become a champion one day. So I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed my content, make sure to subscribe. And my next video is going to be the podcast. It's going to come out. Be on the lookout for tomorrow. And again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.